Aloha, this is Patagonia. What's up?
There are companies with great products, companies that take care of their employees, and companies that respect the environment. Then there is Patagonia.
Patagonia's mission is to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis.
The rewards to a new hire at Patagonia Outdoor Equipment and Clothing are, in some ways, unprecedented in almost any industry. Founder Yvon Chouinard's attitude toward rigid schedules is summed up in his well-known mantra, "Let my people surf." An employee tasked with selling wetsuits should have some experience with how the product performs on the waves. That means that at Patagonia, every life experience is not just a learning experience, but an on-the-job training experience.
It's what makes us, I think, a manufacturer of very high-quality apparel, because we are the customer.
But surfing isn't the only reason an employee might want to take a few hours off in the middle of the workday. Many of Patagonia's employees have families, and a family emergency like a child getting sick at school can be a headache for parents at ordinary companies. At Patagonia, you can just go take care of the problem so long as you get your work done on time. It's a special respect that Patagonia has for its employees based on an understanding of what a parent's priorities should be. Family first.
Having on-site daycare with 75 children right here in the backyard, you hear their voices through the windows when you're having company meetings, tends to put life into perspective a little bit.
In-house daycare is common at many companies today, but it wasn't always that way. Patagonia was one of the pioneers of this benefit.
Our program opened in 1984. By providing child care here, it gives children the opportunity to see their parents at work. We want to do our best to really enhance the relationship between the parent and the child, because fundamentally that's the most important relationship there is.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in front of the mural, this beautiful mural. All of the children that have either gone through or are currently in our Great Pacific Child Development Center. That's the daycare center that we have on site.
We have children of the children who have been through the Child Development Center who are now in the program, and their parents are still here.
The kids go to school here, and many times they'll come back as adults and end up working here. So they have a really unique connection to this place.
An extremely liberal policy of flex time allows an employee the leverage to manage family and outside situations without any kind of conflict with the job.
The expectation is that you're going to come back and complete what you had planned to do that day. It creates a culture of personal responsibility, and therefore people are more engaged because they're treated like adults.
Knowing that I have this trust to get my job done, and knowing that I have flexibility makes me work harder. You don't feel like you're at work, you feel like you're here because you want to be here, and we're not being forced into anything. If you're forced to do something, you don't want to do it. But if you're not forced to, if you're not forced to eat your broccoli, you might kind of want to eat it.
A company having that kind of faith in its employees is rare. But when you have employees as passionate and committed to what they do on every level as Patagonia does, you have faith that they will always behave as adults.
When you come through the door at Patagonia, you come in as yourself. You bring all your baggage with you, which is a beautiful thing. So I think a lot of companies and corporations, when you get to work, you're at work. At 5 o'clock, you're done, and then you go back to being yourself and seeing your family and friends. But here at Patagonia, it's all encompassing.
Patagonia is repeatedly voted one of the best companies to work at and one of the best companies for working mothers. So a lot of people want to get in. When they do the occasional hire, they want to make absolutely sure that the candidate is a good fit. Yvon Chouinard observes, "We don't want to hire anyone we wouldn't want to have dinner with."
Where Patagonia differentiates is that we do a lot of group interviews where we'll bring a candidate in, and we therefore have more of a conversation, because collaborative working style is an emblematic part of our culture. Using that as part of the interview process is a great way for us to assess their comfort with that kind of work style.
In fact, if Patagonia has any human resources problems at all, it's probably a completely unexpected one. Not enough openings. So how do they keep their best and brightest?
We have a very robust employee development program where we have people that move to different jobs when employees are out for a leave of absence. Most predominantly when a mom goes out for a maternity leave, which is usually 4 months. It gives us a great opportunity to move another employee into her job, and subsequently they gain those skills, and there's no break in service for that particular role. I became the PR director for 10 years, and now I'm back in HR again, my second time around, because it's clear to me that my strength and my passion and my joy is working with the employees at this organization. Woo! I got all choked up! She's crying! It's true. That really is where I get the joy.
Yes, that's right. You just witnessed an employee tearing up talking about the company she works for.
There's so much about this culture and about this brand that resonates for the people that work here. And it takes a long time to get a job at Patagonia. Many interviews, many conversations.
Patagonia pays a little less than the industry average, though the perks are unmatched. One amazing perk is that after a year, every employee can take 60 days off to take an internship with an environmental activist group
and receive their paycheck while doing so. We've had people go all over the world following their own personal passion about an environmental endeavor that they might be interested in. Rather than writing a check to the environmental group, we send them a skill set, we send them a talent, and help them leverage their mission through that person's work.
And every once in a while, one of them doesn't come back. And that's just fine with Patagonia, because activist work is very important, and they do eventually need some openings for promotions. The concept is part of the larger trend in businesses like Patagonia to respect a variety of non-work adventures as part of a protean career. That's the recognition that it's the employee's overall experiences in various jobs, hobbies, and life experiences that create his or her career. It also recognizes that a person's measure of success is an internal barometer of personal satisfaction, not a collection of advancements or material rewards.
I always think, when I think of other companies for some reason, I envision there are people coming in and wanting to climb the corporate ladder and make more and more money and just get more and more responsibility, and purely because that's what you do, not because that's necessarily what you want to be doing or what's right for you personally. Here at Patagonia, we hire incredibly ambitious people, but they're here for a different reason. We're here because the core values of this company resonate with us, and we couldn't work anywhere else. It's a great place to be if this is what you're looking for and this kind of a culture resonates with you.